Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Five Large Fries. Welcome to the Realm of Fries podcast. I am your host. I don't need to explain who I am. I literally just said it. So yeah, there we go. With me
Okay.
today, with me today is Flatline Plays
Huzzah, Halo. How's it going?
and Inferno Rouge 8D.
Alright, 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 alright.
I always ask. I think I've asked this every episode now. At some point, I'm gonna end up calling you Inferno Rogue, and people are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this clown?"
Well, it's because the U and the D's the wrong way around, or G, I can't remember. I'm not very good at spelling.
I have no idea either, but Inferno Rouge sounds like that, yeah.
Yeah, Rouge.
So
Gotta say it with
we got some really interesting stuff to talk about. Now, first, I'm going to get the disappointment out of the room. Now, last
Do
week,
you want me to leave?
I'll be gone. You don't have to.
Oh dear, you fuckers! No, the disappointment. So I bought myself. I told you I bought two automatons, right? Now, one of them. Hang on, let me just change my settings here real quick. One of them arrived, which is my deluxe, which I'm really super happy for. But the other one didn't turn up. It got lost in transit, which is fair enough. I just got a refund on that. That's fine, right? And I mentioned in last week's podcast that I'll probably try and play some music on the thing. We'll do, and in my head I'm thinking, oh yeah, we'll do like a guess the tune type of thing, and I'll like practice some like different like tunes from like different games and stuff. And I thought it'd be an interesting thing to do for not only you guys but for people listening to try and guess the tune coming out of this automaton. But during like the pre-recording of this podcast, I was with Inferno, and I'm like trying so hard to get my microphone in Discord to pick up the automaton, and it just wouldn't. Like I tried bumping it up to the maximum volume, I tried different microphones, like I tried ramming my headset microphone into the mouth as itself, and it wasn't really picking it up, and it's really frustrating because OBS picks it up absolutely fine, no issues. Discord, however, I got the threshold completely open. Like it's not like doing the automatic thing. I've got it completely open, and it just will not pick it up. It's bizarre. I tell you what though, the thing is fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Best purchase I've ever made.
Want one, man. They look so cool. They look so cool. I think that'll be a Christmas present. You know what I mean? I always ask for just wacky things for Christmas. That is perfect.
Oh mate, it is so fun. Like literally, you turn it on and like you just strum your finger. This is gonna sound really sexual. I don't mean it to. You strum your fingers down the stem, and you make it holler.
And you squeeze the cheeks.
You actually do squeeze the cheeks and stroke the stem. You stroke the shaft and squeeze the cheek. Oh mate, it sounds so sexual. Oh, what have I done? But yeah. So I would have done that. Maybe what I'll do is like for next week, I'll record me playing some different things on the automaton, and I'll send them as like videos in the actual thing. And I don't know. We'll do something with it. We'll edit it in somehow, or I don't know
Find
how
a
we'll
way,
do.
mate. We'll find a way. There's
Oh, you know
always
what
a
I could
way.
do is like
What?
I could like share. No, I couldn't share screen because it's going to use up too much of my computer. I was going to say I could like record something and then like play it, and then because of the way I record, it will pick up what I'm playing, and you guys, because your screen's shared, should hopefully hear that as well.
Yeah, you could kind of post edit it in afterwards, couldn't you? But it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Awkward.
We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out for next week. We'll have the we'll actually have an automaton thing. But the two tunes, I don't know, I won't spoil the two tunes that I kind of learned.
Wonderwall.
In Wonderwall. Play Wonderwall. Oh dear. So there is that. I mean, the thing is genuinely a real joy to play. It's worth every penny. Now I can't judge the smaller one. I wanted to do like a side by side comparison, but you know, it is what it is. But just is what it is. Now let's
I'm
move
still,
let's move on from
sorry, I was,
that because that's all right. Sorry, because there's not really much else to talk about it. Like it's a Japanese like bizarre instrument. Like it's essentially like a synthesizer type thing. You know where you had you get the idea. Get the idea. Um, yeah. So let's move on from that. Now something that I didn't realize was happening. I knew it was coming soon, but I didn't realize it was happening until I got an email, and that is the Halo Infinite tech preview.
yes, mate.
Was
I was expecting an email, but I didn't get one. Now, maybe I didn't check them enough. I'm really bad for that, but I want to hear all about it, man, because I watched a bit of it and it looked good, but I didn't know how it felt, if you
okay.
know what I mean.
Yeah. So I got an email. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was Wednesday morning when I got home from work, and it said you're invited to the Halo Infinite tech preview. I'm like, oh hell yeah. I'm going to be honest. I haven't played it as much as I should have, and the reason why is because I don't want to burn myself out before the game comes out. Right? Like when the preview came out, it was against the bots that were on marine difficulty, and it only had one map. Right, that was day one, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. Like there was some new weapons in there. There was I think it was the spiker, um, and there was some heat wave. I think it was called. Which is like a shotgun, and then there was a new it was like a DMR, but like if you held the trigger down, it fired like a machine gun, and it was really powerful. Um, so gameplay wise, it feels very much like the movement style is very much like Call of Duty. With you can actually do the slides in this now, so you can run, slide, you can jump and all that. But it still has that Halo feel to it, right? It still feels Halo. It is Halo, right?
It looked faster paced.
It was definitely faster paced. It's very much akin to Halo 5. But the the weapon variety is really nice. The assault rifle that you get with as default seems pretty accurate, like especially at range as well. Like I found myself using that quite a lot. The sidearm, the pistol is really good. Like obviously accurate is typical Halo pistol. It's pretty powerful. Um, Generally it is pretty fun to play. The bots, not I've only played against normal and ODST bots, and they both, at the very start of the game, tend to congregate as a four towards one location on a map. Now, I can't remember, it was the second map that came out. I haven't played the third. There's three maps total. There may be a fourth at time of recording. I'm not entirely sure. Um, the only one I've seen Bazaar, which is the Mombasa map. There's one which is in a weird futuristic looking area. I can't remember the name of that. And there was the original map that came out, and they all seem to like congregate and rush like one point, one power weapon spawn or something like that. So on the original map that came out on the tech demo, they all rushed on the left hand side. So you run to the left, you throw a couple grenades, and then is what it is. I mean, granted, every time you see me in the streams, I was actually getting my ass handed to me because all four of the bots were just like firing squad me, and then I'll be dead, right?
Instant.
Um, but on the other map, they would rush the overshield spawn. So you just you just run that. So if you really wanted to play try hard, you could just literally have all of you just run there and just throw nades, and you'd probably get an overkill or something. But the different power ups. So there was a shield wall, a drop wall, I think it was called. Now, originally, when I was streaming, I was like, "Oh, this is really weak. It takes like a couple of seconds for it to deploy, and then when it deploys, you're probably dead." Now, what I didn't realize about this until obviously I was just messing about because with it being a tech preview, it doesn't really matter, right? I dropped it down and I was checking, and it looks as if you can fire. Like if you drop it down in front of you, you can fire through it, and the enemies can't fire back at you. I mean, granted, the wall is actually weak, so it takes a couple of shots and it's down. So it does have that outplay, like if someone's behind it, you can effectively break the thing. but the wall will effectively sponge a couple of shots for you. Like if you're playing like an objective mode, like if you're trying to lock down like King of the Hill, for example, like objective, capture the flag, all that kind of like stuff. So it's a really nice defensive utility. But in terms of like an immediate defense, like if you're getting shot and you want to like turn and quickly drop it, like by the time the thing deploys, you're probably dead. So
So you have to put it down early.
yeah, you have to put it down early. So it's more so an area denial in a way, because if you run around a corner and you see someone sat behind this wall, right, they're gonna have the upper hand because it takes a couple of shots to break one of the sections of the wall, unless you shoot the actual device itself. But at this point, you're throwing your aim off of where your target is, and that target's able to still shoot through that wall. So it puts you at a huge disadvantage, and it's not something you probably want to challenge. But I think going forward, like a more top tier player would be able to challenge that a lot easier. There was another couple of things that we got to use. We got to use the gravity hammer. This feels really, really nice in Infinite. Like, it has a very sort of weighty feel to it, which is what you want from something like this. And like when you slam it down, it feels amazing to use, and it also feels like it plays how you would expect it to play. Like I know, like in 3, for example, you had to wait until the reticule was like red before you would like want to hit it down. But this one you can like hit it down like and do like AoE damage, which is really nice.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that was the thing. I remember you had to wait until it was red, and waiting for that. That because as soon as it went red, you'd lunge towards them and hit,
Mm,
wouldn't you? On the old one.
mm.
So this one, you kind of got a bit more AoE. You can kind of just like jump around a corner swinging and then hit the floor as you land around the corner, kind of thing, rather than waiting for a red marker. Which, the red marker was a bit cheese, to be honest, when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of like the sword, right? The sword has like that sort of lunge to it. Um, and
I
I'd
understand
assume,
with the sword though.
yeah,
It makes more sense.
yeah. I think like because I didn't get a chance to fully use like the gravity hammer. Like I mean I used it a few times, but like not enough to like fully warrant like saying okay, this is how it's used exactly. There was a brute, and this is the weapon that I really like. There's a brute sniper rifle essentially, and it was called the Spiker, I think. I'm quote me if I'm wrong. Spike something.
Is that the special weapon in the middle?
It's a special
Or am I
weapon in the middle, yeah.
right? Thought it. Well, I've
And
seen it.
yeah, you pick it up, and it has one shot before you have to like reload it again, right? So it's but it's like a one hit kill weapon. Like you hit someone with it anywhere, it's a one hit kill. But the thing is, so fucking fun to use. Like when you hit someone and like you kill them, you just see this huge spike coming out of their torso. Is the most brutal thing. Like imagine getting hit with that. It's like, ooh, that would hurt.
Ouch,
Yeah,
good sir. Ouch.
yeah. They also had the needler in there. The needler's like my favorite weapon in Halo by far. Like
They
is
gotta have the needler in there, don't they?
yeah, of course they do. The needler is my favorite weapon in Halo, like by far. Like it's iconic, right? It's one of the more iconic like Covenant weapons. The needler, the plasma rifle, all that kind of stuff. There was a plasma rifle type weapon that I got to use. I can't remember what it was called, so forgive me on that. But essentially, it was like a burst fire like plasma rifle, but the projectiles tracked targets, which seems really nutty. Like you could fire at someone, they run around a corner, and these projectiles go, hee hee hee, I'm coming for you. It's actually quite strong, but also weak at the same time, if that makes sense, because
You got to put over half a clip to kill someone. That's why.
yeah, it took a little bit longer to kill someone, but overall, it's genuinely quite a fun game to play. There's the things like the overshield, the active camos, and stuff like that. They're I don't know if any of you remember playing 5. Do you remember the thing that Spartan Locke tried to put on Master Chief like when they were fighting, and it would like lock their armor completely? It was like a little disc, right? Well, That's essentially how these power-ups are. That you literally, it's like a disc, and you basically slap it against your like your armor, so you would like have to interact with it in order to like use it, right? So
Yep.
like, so you could grab like the active camo, for example, and it wouldn't just instantly give you active camo. You would have to then like press your utility button, so it'd be like RB on a controller, right? And then you would like go into an animation where you would like apply it to you essentially. And
I
I
quite, I quite like that, mate. From the outside looking in, I like the way that looked because it takes a couple of seconds to activate it. You can keep it like and wait for an opportune moment, but then you can also drop it if you haven't used it. Is that correct?
I'm not sure. I know if you've still got it on you, as far as far as I'm remembering, if you have say the active camo like disc on you and you've not used it,
Yep.
if you die, you will drop that, and then someone
Yeah,
can pick
yeah,
that up.
yeah, exactly. So like, it's risk reward. Do you use it
Yeah,
straight away and make it useless? Do you hold on to it and then unfortunately die and give it to the enemy?
I'm
Is
not.
that catch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other thing is I know in this you can drop a weapon for like an ally. So there was someone in fact you would have seen me do this on stream. Um I ran to the gravity hammer. There was also someone else going for it. I picked it up. The guy sort of like looked at me as if to say, "Bruh, I wanted that." And I
Oh,
and I literally I dropped it for him. Like I dropped it for him and then he picked it up and carried on and started slaying. Because like I had used it, like I wasn't like in a like you never know if someone's had the chance to use that weapon or not. So I was like, yeah, here you go.
fair play.
Yeah, because in the because that's the other thing. So you have like the bot matches in this, but then you have like a training room type thing where you can use like a bunch of different weapons. Um, which I don't think many people have used. I'll be real with you, but things like the gravity hammer isn't. Oh my god, what is that? What is that gif?
That's moister than an oyster.
That is nice to know. Sorry.
That's That's horrific. That's horrific. I'm scrolling up. That's oh, that really threw me off. Some dude, is that an actual oyster?
That is an oyster apparently, but it's the biggest oyster I've ever seen. If you were to tell me that was an alien life form, I wouldn't bat an eyelid.
If you were to tell me that's an alien vagina, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Fuck me sideways. Why would you fucking distracted me from what I was going on
Sorry,
about, man?
sorry. I
Oh,
always put random gifts in. I can't help it.
but yeah, there's yeah, so I didn't know if the guy had used the gravity hammer or not, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, here you go, you can have it. So on the console, it's right on the D-pad, with the default controller scheme, is right on the D-pad to drop your currently held weapon. But whether or not you can do that with equipment, I'm not too sure. I don't think you probably can, but speaking of equipment, the grapple hook, I'm I'm actually impressed with the way they decided to use this because I assumed that it would be like an infinite usage thing, so you could like use it to like just grapple yourself around the map like Spider-Man. Maybe it will have like a little cooldown, like a 5 second cooldown between each use or something. Like that's what I had figured, but how it actually works is I believe when you pick it up, you have 4 uses. It might be 3 or it's 4. I think it's 4 though. So you can basically I'm not getting distracted. So you can basically like pick it up and like the momentum you get once you're like pulling yourself with the grapple is huge. You could like traverse like the entire map. That's how so good that okay, that's really fucking throwing me off. That gif you Flash just put another gif. It's fucking pair of googly eyes on. I'm guess is that another oyster? But it looks
That's
like
an oyster,
Yeah.
mate. It's an oyster.
what the
They move
fuck is
around
it
oysters.
doing?
They're trying to see where it can move to, mate. They can swim a little bit, can't they, and all that. Like, as far as I'm aware.
It's
Correct me if
got a
I'm wrong in the
tongue.
comments, but yeah, no, it's not a tongue. It's limb, mate. It would use to move around. I mean, oysters don't just sit dormant on the bottom of the ocean. They don't just sit there, just growing. They actually, you know,
The
they
fuck is
actually move
that? It
around
looks
and
like a.
shit.
That's nah. That's. I'm definitely scrolling up now. That's fucking. That's grim.
It,
I hate these things.
the tongue pokes. It's not a tongue. It just looks like it, doesn't it?
It looks freaky. It looks real freaky.
This is why I don't eat oysters, mate.
It's There's like there was a GIF that we got another. But for those wondering, we got a group chat for the podcast, but we got another group chat with a bunch of us. We called it Outriders of Halo, I think, because it was obviously when Outriders came out, we changed it. Otherwise, it was just called Halo or something. There's a GIF in there that Inferno put in. It's some fucking cow like fucking humanoid thing, and that thing, I just wanted to punch its fucking face, man. Like,
Where did I put that in?
it's in the if
I'm
you
gonna have a look.
yeah, it's in the Outriders of Halo group chat. It's some like thing. It's oh mate, it's
Oh, Flat put that in. That was not me.
oh, was that actually Flat? I thought it was you.
No.
Oh, it's fucking Flat. Flat finds all the fucking gifts.
Oh.
He finds all the gifts that I fucking hate. I hate them so much. Like they either freak me out or they just make me want to fucking punch them. It's like some humanoid like cow looking thing with this huge tongue, and it's like licking, and it's like it says moist at the bottom, and it's just the face of it just makes me want to fucking punch it. I'm not an aggressive person, but like,
long, to be fair,
like,
I can't even look at that one along.
No,
It's
like
horrific.
Like it's like here's the thing. Like I would not hurt a fly. That's a lie. I actually would hurt a fly. I mean, I've crushed like spiders and stuff, but you know, when it comes to like you know, like that type of
and above.
Like when it comes to actually like being aggressive and like fighting people, I would never do that. I would never hurt someone or an animal or something. But oh my god, no. Okay, this podcast is just going to be the distraction gif.
I'll stop.
You just put another one. The fucking mouth of that looks like a fucking butthole. The butthole fucking pecker. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway.
It's like that Rick and Morty thing.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Anyway. So Halo Infinite is generally really fun to play, but like I didn't want to put too much time. I didn't want to invest too much time into the tech preview purely because like I didn't want it to like tarnish like my enjoyment of the full game when it comes out, right? Like I'll play a little bit. Like no, fucking the fucking Craig face, man.
Craig face is back.
Craig face is back.
I'm looking forward to playing it, mate, and I'm a bit I don't know, not disappointed is the wrong word, but a bit ashamed, should I say, that I didn't actually play the
There's gonna be another
yeah, there'll be
test.
plenty. There's gonna be loads. They've already said that there's gonna be loads and loads going down the line to the point where it ends up becoming like an open beta, like towards the end. So I wouldn't worry too much. Would I say you're missing out on thing? Like for those that didn't get in, are you really missing out? I don't think you are. I'll be real with you. I don't think you're missing out too much. But that's not to like doo on the game. I'm not saying that the beta was bad by any means. It's really enjoyable, right? But like, if I didn't get in, like I wouldn't have been like upset or disappointed, right? I wouldn't.
Because it's the first one. There isn't much in it. It's just like a little bit of a test.
Yeah, I mean the build apparently is like 2 or 3 months old, right? So there's obviously a lot of bugs in it. I mean there was a sound issue that I had. I'm not sure what caused it. It seemed to be more prevalent is when you join a game that's already started and all the sound would go, and all you got was the sound of characters grunting. So you'd just be running around, and the next thing all you hear.
A good time then.
So yeah, you'd run around, and every time you get shot, all you'd hear is.
What's the second announcer like? Because you've got the announcer, and then you've got your own personal AI, haven't you? So your own personal AI in the game, you can customize to different voices, different styles, and blah blah blah, depending on how you are. Then you've got the announcer, which is obviously normal, like 10 kills remaining. But how's your personal AI? Did you get to change any of that? Did you?
So I had a look at the customization, and it looks like so. I was kind of hoping that there would be more like so. We'll talk about the AI and then we'll talk about the armor customization. So the the AI customization again. This is just from the tech preview, so it's obviously going to be a lot more expanse, like when the game like finally comes out and whatnot. But there was no option to change the voice. But I know for a fact. Okay, I take the fact that I said this. I know for a fact. I'm pretty confident when I say this that you can, like, when the game is out, change the voice of the AI, because you see it in the trailer that they've shown where it's a female voice, whereas my one was more of um a very oh, what would you call it? Sounded more like the Spider-Man type of like voice acting, where,
Okay.
where it sounds like very teenage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like that, and they were real, like they reel off like different lines when you're doing different things. So like if you get a kill with a needler, you're like, oh, that's an awful way to go, and stuff like that. So he'd like chime in like different things, and like you kind of notice it, but it's obviously on like it's you kind of subconsciously take it in a way. But it does, I feel like it does add to like the personality of like not only your Spartan, but like the whole customizability of like the game. So it ends up becoming like a reflection of like you, if that makes sense. So it becomes yours. You kind of feel like unique in a way, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like obviously with the more and more voices coming out, like for the AI, I think that will obviously improve. Uh, I know the AI will like call out different things. They're like, "Oh, you're killing it," and all this kind of stuff, and it will like basically like kind of boost your confidence in a way, which is a really weird thing to say. So like if you get like a couple of kills, like he'll like tell you, "Oh, you're doing really good," and all this kind of stuff. And I think it's a really cool thing because like you could you could be like on the losing team, but like you could either even if you were doing bad, like the AI is gonna like chime in different things to make you to make you feel good about yourself, right? I
Yeah.
really like that. I really do. Um, Now I'm not sure where this comes in, but you can customize the look of your AI, but it's more so like a you get like a shape and a color, right? And I don't know where this is gonna fit in. Like I guess we've seen it in some of the trailers that some of the power ups will probably have that AI's face over it, but I'm not sure how that's exactly gonna work. Um, but when it comes to like the customizability of like your Spartan, now the first thing I went to do was to look through like all the different colors and stuff, and I was hoping that there would be more customizability in the color scheming. So like I was kind of hoping that I could like change like the shoulder pads, make the like shoulder pads like gray or and then have like the main torso like orange or things like that. However, unfortunately, again, this is just in the tech preview, so I don't know whether this is indicative of the full game or not. But it seems like you're only set with preset like colors, and it changes like based on like which one you use. So like some of them will be like, oh, it will change like the top of the helmet like yellow, and then the rest of it's like blue and stuff like that. But I was hoping that I could actually change like different pieces individually rather than saying, right, I have to have like a base orange or a base like purple, for example. I know there are some more sort of like rare and uncommon like armor colors you can get because they are going through that whole like you know gray, blue. I don't know if it was green, but there was like the gray, blue, purple, and then yellow. So yellow being like legendary, like rarities. So I don't know like if that's going to be any indication on how they want to do it, but I was kind of hoping that I could go right. I want the like the shoulder pieces to be one color. I want the legs to be a different color, and then I want like the main torso to be another. Um,
I kind of expected it to be like that. I wonder if they will put that in later because it being free to play, it's the kind of title they should really lean heavily on customization.
oh yeah, definitely. What I will say though is like I know like I think it was like most of the other Halos they give you the option to have like your base armor color, then you have like an accent color on top. So you can be like purple and like white, and then you'd have accents of white over you. That's what I was kind of hoping for, but it seems like they've gone a different route with that. Um, Whether or not that changes for the base game, I no idea. It was just a tech preview, so I can't really judge it like on that. Um, is obviously like different visor colors you can choose as well and unlock different like different like shoulder pieces, different helmets, and so there is a lot of customizability to it even within the preview. Um, there's weapon skins in the game, so you can have so obviously like when the main game comes out, I'm gonna assume there's gonna be some really wild looking weapon skins that are gonna make you want to buy things. The other thing I will say is it kind of feels like they've gone down the Fortnite route. They haven't shown how much like the credits or whatever they're going to be using are worth, but I feel like they're going down the Fortnite route because like it's not a case of oh you buy this it's going to cost you £4.99 or you buy this it's going to cost you $4.99. It's a case of oh you're going to buy this is going to cost you 900 credits, and the credits are like an in-game currency that you have to buy. Very much like Fortnite does with V-Bucks, right? So whether or not they're going to take this similar like scheme and be like, okay, well, this skin's going to cost you like $10 or £10 and stuff like this. I mean, I can see them doing that, and like while it is only a cosmetic thing, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's still gonna milk the old credit card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're gonna have to a little bit.
Oh
It
yeah.
just depends. As long as it's only like they said, it's only customization that's going to be like looks for your character. It's gonna be linked to that. And there is season passes, isn't there? The thing they're doing with
Yes.
season passes is different. So they're allowing you to, if you don't finish the season, they're allowing you to go back and do it.
Okay,
Have you
so
heard about that?
they've taken inspiration from the Master Chief Collection. So the way the Master Chief Collection works is they do have like like seasons, right? But it's not in the same way a season pass works. So the way the Master Chief Collection does it is a season will come out and you earn like this currency. It's not something that you buy, um, but you earn like a currency that you can spend in the different seasons, right? So, for example, I think they're on season 7 now, maybe even season 8. I'm not entirely sure. I know it's either 7 or 8. But usually with season passes, you have like these seasons, and obviously we're on season 8, so you'd only expect to get like season 8 like content or season 7 content. But what you can actually do is you can go all the way back to season 1 and be like, okay, well, I want to unlock stuff from season 1, and you can do that, right? Now, I'm not entirely sure how Infinite's going to work, but it works very similar in the fact that they're not giving you a sense of FOMO, which it stands for fear of missing out, right? So you're not going to feel like, oh, I have to buy the season pass to get all this content. Whether or not they'll allow you when because they're starting off with season 0, right, which is when the base game launches. So you have season 0,
Pre-season.
right? So you have the main season, you have season 1, 2, 3, and obviously going forward, right? Now I'm not sure when season 1 comes out whether they will still say, okay, because the season passes, with it being free to play, Infinite are going to charge you for a season pass. Don't think it's going to cost you too much. Like in the tech preview, it only costs 250 credits, so that's pretty cheap, really. Well, I mean, we don't know how much the ratio is on credits, right? So like, it might be the case of like like say you pick it up and it's season 3's out, and you think, oh yeah, there's an armor piece from season 1 that I really want to try or really want to have, but I can't get it because it's only from season 1. I'm not sure if they're going to allow you to go back and then buy season 1. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, but yeah, they definitely have a player first like mentality with that kind of stuff. So if you've missed stuff out, if there's you get halfway through the season and you go on holiday, and I'm getting distracted by these gifts again. Uh,
They might make the after they might do after 4 or 5 seasons, the original comes free.
Yeah,
If
maybe.
they
But
if they make their money on that season, you know what I mean? Let it go down a bit, and then they go, oh yeah, you can do season 1.
yeah. Well, like the way my god, these fucking gifts, man. He's putting FIFA gifts in as like a is that a referee using a player as a fucking like
Wheelbarrow.
wheelbarrow? What the fuck?
FIFA has some really weird glitches, man. Some really weird glitches.
Yeah.
When it goes wrong, it goes horribly wrong. But
Yeah.
yeah, Carol, sorry.
Yeah. So oh my god, this is two people kissing. What the fuck? anyway, so with Halo Master Chief Collection, like you can go back different seasons and go, right, I want to use my unlocks for like this season, for example, like last season, stuff like that, which I think is a really nice way of doing it. But I don't know how Infinite's going to work with that in mind. Whether you do need to buy like the previous season in order to carry on like unlocking features for it, or whether or not they're going to allow you to, like, say, if we get to like a season 4 or season 5, whether they're going to allow you to go back and purchase like the season 1 like pass if you hadn't purchased it previously. That's definitely something that I mean, they may have already announced and said that, but as far as I'm aware, I know that they have a player first mentality with the trying to get rid of the fear of missing out. So if you have like the season 1 pass and then you end up getting to season 2 and you still haven't finished season 1, like you can still level up and finish off that season. So I think that's a really nice way of doing it. It's less intrusive and is less um I wouldn't say predatory, right? Because like when you have a season, the way I see it is like it kind of feels like the game forces you to play it. Like, say you want to unlock the entire season, like the entire season pass, like the game kind of makes you feel like you have to invest more time into the game, and that's effectively what these companies want. They want you to invest more time in your game because you're having more exposure to like their stores and stuff. Because like the more time you're playing, you mentally you'll probably think like, oh well, I'm playing this game a lot, I may as well like purchase this skin or purchase that skin, and that's effectively how why season passes have an expiry. And I like the fact that Halo is taking a different approach on that, and I like to see more companies do the same.
Yeah, it's more friendly, a lot more friendly.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they're still taking money for it, but like, I mean, you kind of expect that considering the multiplayer is free to play. Like, I kind of
It
sorry.
dabbles with the hardcore gamers and the casual gamers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, we've spoken about Halo way too much. There's have you guys played much this week? I know a lot of the podcast recently has been me talking about like Final Fantasy and stuff, so I'm not gonna really
I played a lot of Rocket League this week.
okay. Okay. Where
You've been
you've
loving the old Rocket League, haven't you, mate? I mean, I played a little bit with him in that. He's definitely becoming on leaps and bounds, man. Fair
yeah,
play
man.
to you.
I know Flat, you were doing some the division raids yesterday and the day before, right?
Yes, we try and do community raids at least once a week at the moment. Normally we're doing it twice a week, but where we've been getting back into the Dark Hours speed run, we've just been hammering that a bit, and we're pretty happy with it now. We're just finalising the tactics on the last boss. Every other boss up to that's fine. It's just a bit finicky. Basically requires at least two of us hitting this shot within like 0.3 of a second, maybe together. And if they don't go together, it doesn't happen, kind of thing. But like, Inferno will know. He used to speedrun this raid with me back a year ago before they changed the tactics, and that used to be able to. We used to shoot together to kill this boss, basically with these sniper rifles, these TACs, special weapons. And we used to have like a zero point 0.5 of a second gap, so like half
It
a
was a bit
second gap
bigger. It was
between
a
of
little bit
us.
bigger.
Yeah, but now it's just got smaller, man. They've made it so those shots have to be exact, you know?
Damn.
So yeah, that's just practice on that at the moment. But we'll be streaming that soon. Besides that, I've just been, don't know, messing around. Microsoft Flight Simulator, man, that surprised me on Xbox. I've been having fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even without the England map downloaded, now I've downloaded the England map and stuff, I can see stuff better. But even without it, I was able to fly past my house and see my shed in my back garden.
There's no way.
Yeah, mate, promise you. Picked up my house, pick up my friends' houses. Mate, I fly everywhere around in it. You can pick some pretty slow planes and just cruise around, man.
I
It's
flushed the
cool.
toilet when I flew over your house for that.
No, it's but anyone who's got a Series S or a Series X in particular, Series S still looks good. I've seen it on Digital Foundry, but the Series X version pushes out the LODs and the draw distance. So, me and my missus were messing around in it. I was like, oh, check out Tokyo. Flew up on Tokyo, and it's just buildings as far as the eye can see. It is just crazy detail. It really is. Fries, give it a try, man, on the Series X. You won't be disappointed.
I don't know, like, because those type of games, I get bored really easy. I'm more like, like if I'm gonna like fly something, I like the action style of flying. So like the Ace Combat type of games.
I
Like,
get you, man, for sure. This is definitely different. It's definitely just a chilled moment where you just do a bit of exploring, see if you can see this, and you'll be surprised how much. Because I was like, I'll just put it on for 5 minutes, and I'm like, no, I'll just go find this, and then I'll go find that. You know what I mean? And you just kind of get lost in just
That playing
flying
a
around.
simulator game.
I know, but I played Microsoft Flight Simulator back in 1995 or whatever it was. Probably correct me in the comments. I'm sure it wasn't then, but I played some of the old ones, back when it looked pretty terrible. And it's just amazing to see nowadays the whole world and it being so well done that it's just a bit baffling to my mind. It's like you can fly around the whole world and it's like, well, they say there's like 46,000 airports in the world, right? And they've put in 31,000, I think it was. And they've done all the major airports. And obviously you can buy user created content if you want to finish that. But I think 31,000 airports is probably enough.
that's a lot of airports.
Yeah, man.
And the thing is, you could probably like for those listening, like high chances are with that amount of airports out of however many there is in the world, right? Chances are your local airport's probably on there.
Mhm.
For sure. As long as it's not
It's got to be a certain size and
as long as it's not like a
population.
random farmer's field. But then again, you don't have to land at airports. If you've got the right plane, you can land anywhere
Oh,
really.
where's
You can
that
land in the
most
water.
dangerous airport to land on? It's like ridiculous.
My back
Can't remember
garden.
I think it's in South America.
They've got the Top Gear update coming on, aren't they? So you can fly the jets soon. But I want helicopters, man. I want to cruise around in the helicopter. But we'll
See
see.
that would pique my interest is like helicopters. Here's the thing though, it's like how detailed does the ground and like the buildings get like when you get that low down, especially in like weird areas that you would think that they haven't mapped out.
It's just
So
they use Google Maps, don't they?
Like this
Bing Maps, mate.
so let's
Not
hypothetically
Google.
like obviously like without like doxing anyone or anything like this, like if we were to take your house for example, if you were to fly right down to the ground, would you be able to make out intricate detail on the house, or would it be like
Yeah.
It's pretty good detail as long as it's had the update. If it's got like the standard data from Bing Maps, it can look a little bit blurry when you get close up, of course. But if it's got the update, a lot of buildings have quite a lot of detail. It's obviously not like, oh my god, stunning. You can see like in between the brickworks kind of thing.
They
But
got
it's
fake vehicles going along the roads.
yeah.
Because what I want to know is like if
I can see my shed, mate.
well you can see your shed, right? But like if you flew close enough, would you be able to like peep in your windows?
No.
Damn.
No, mate, no.
that
So you
sounded
can't
that
go
sounded
peeping
really
Tom, mate.
that sounded really creepy the way I
You
said
might want to
it.
check your windows now for
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
like
looking,
look
mate.
out your window, you just see an airplane coming, like oh.
Just a
It was
miniature drone, and on it says Microsoft Flight Simulator.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh no, I didn't mean it to sound like creepy, but I was just talking about like the level of detail. Would you be able to pick up like things like, well, obviously you said like the brickwork and stuff, but like would you be able to see like the blades of grass like around your shed and stuff like that, right?
So certain areas that have been fully updated, you can see proper blades of grass and stuff. I know they've put herds of animals in now, so if that kind of helps give you an idea of how detailed it can be.
Okay, that is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you've
See,
got like proper herds of animals in certain
yeah.
places now, mate.
See that's what I was like. That's what I was like on about. It's like I wasn't on about like because it did come off really creepy, like a peeping tom creepy. I didn't mean it like that, but you know what I mean. Like, is there like that level of detail? Like when you go on Google Maps, for example, and you like street view, is it like that?
Pretty damn close, mate. Pretty damn
Yeah.
close. In some areas, it looks really, really good. It surprises me. Obviously, when you're going over areas that aren't being touched up, it can look a little bit soupy at times, but you kind of expect that because it is the whole world at the end of the day.
Most of the time,
Um,
you're concentrating on flying as well.
yeah, most of the time you're high up. So if you're high up, it looks absolutely amazing. Some of the areas when you get lower down, it looks a little bit worse, but it still looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, it surprised me.
And is that on Game Pass?
It is, mate.
Wow.
Yeah, it was originally on Game Pass for the PC, and then they brought it to the new gen.
Although,
That's
word of warning, it's a big download, but it's not as big as fucking. It's funny, mate, because I saw a few tweets, right, and it was like, isn't it funny that the whole world takes up less space on your hard drive than the new Call of Duty? Because it's like
my
it's a
god.
big download, but it's smaller than Call of Duty, man, and it is the whole world.
Well,
You know
that's
what I mean?
this is what I don't understand with and I'm gonna be honest here. Like I with everything that's going on with I'm not this is going to be like the awkward segue here, but with everything that's going on with Activision Blizzard, I'm refusing to play any Activision game like for the foreseeable future. So that's like Call of Duties and stuff like that.
Can't say I blame you, mate, because even the staff, that big walkout from the staff, the big protest from the staff, it's all pretty serious, isn't it?
Yeah, I think what they've done is pretty despicable, and I don't want to support a company that it actively tried to cover that shit up, as far as it feels anyway. And this is the thing. Actually, saying that, this is the thing, right? Did you hear what Blizzard did recently? I mean, obviously, no, not like the allegations and stuff. I mean, like, so they took out what's the guy's name? Afasabi or whatever his name is. One of the main people that was like accused of doing all this shit. But they took all of, I say quote unquote, took all of his NPCs out and stuff and whatever. You hear what they've been doing in like the Burning Crusade and stuff.
No, tell me.
So they got classic WoW, and then they brought out classic Burning Crusade, right? But what they've done is they've added like these store mounts and stuff for, I think it's like pre-ordering, not pre-ordering, but like getting like some sort of whatever. So like it ruins like the experience. They obviously got like boosts and stuff for like the Burning Crusade, and everyone's really pissed off with it because like they're bastardizing like what Classic was meant to stand for and what Burning Crusade stands for, because there's mounts that you can only get by like purchasing them, right? So naturally, what players were doing when they saw people like with these mounts, they would do the slash spit emote on them. So they were spitting on these players, right? So what they ended up doing, Asmongold actually like picked this up, right? Is they removed the slash spit emote, right?
They actually removed
They
it.
removed
I
the splash.
remember that
Yeah,
remote, mate.
right. They
Yep.
removed it from Burning Crusade. I don't know if they've removed it from. Again, I'm not really. I'm not into World of Warcraft or anything like that, which is ironic because I watch Asmongold when he plays it. So I vicariously like play it through him in that regards. because I find him as a content creator like pretty enjoyable. He has like really good takes. Anyway, besides the point. So they removed the slash spit emote. However, they didn't remove the N word.
Wow.
So it goes to show you like what they really care about. They care about like people that would effectively be purchasing this mount. Like, oh, they don't want that like the people purchasing stuff from us like to get harassed, and to the point where they're like, well, I'm not going to purchase anything anymore because I don't want the harassment, right? But they're not willing to take out blatant racism. That really just goes to show like in fact saying that, I mean, like the whole Activision Blizzard fiasco has gotten so bad now that even the BBC has picked it up. Like if you go on the BBC on their website, they've got an article about essentially the downfall of World of Warcraft and like what's been going on, talking about like the allegations and stuff, and like how people were like leaving the game en masse and stuff like that. So like the whole fiasco has gotten so bad now that even like the BBC has picked up on it, and the BBC, as far as I'm aware, don't usually pick up like big gaming related news. You know what I mean? Like they don't use, unless it's like really big. Like they pick, usually they do pick up E3, but they don't cover it too much as far as I'm aware. I'm probably wrong. I
No,
mean,
you're probably right. BBC tend to stay away from video game journalism, but it must be big enough for them to
yeah,
think it's worthwhile, you know?
yeah,
They didn't have a cat stuck up a tree this time.
Mm.
yeah, But no, I mean, there's very big content creators that have quit World of Warcraft, either quit or taking a long hiatus from it. Most of them have made like videos saying, "Oh, I've quit World of Warcraft" and stuff like this. And a lot of them are either going to do other thing, play other games, but it seems like a lot of people are moving to Final Fantasy 14. I mean, I will hold my hand up and say like the only reason I gave Final Fantasy 14 another try is because Asmongold was playing it, and like you could see like from the get go he was enjoying it, and I saw a couple other friends that started playing it, so I was like yeah, I'll give that a go. Like,
Oh,
you
fair
know,
play. I
yeah,
mean, if I had the time, I'd probably get back into another MMO. With me, it's a personal problem for me with an MMO. I tend to like stick to one game fully when I always go all out on it, and an MMO is inherently never finished or never.
right.
So I just
What
spend all my time on the MMO. That's what happened with World of Warcraft, man.
what
It's
I
like an
will
addiction.
what I would say with Final Fantasy, it kind of feels like it's a single player like experience with like the multiplayer thing kind of as a like an extra in a way. It doesn't feel like it's definitely a social game, but all like, you know, I've bumped into a few people that I've had a chat with, and you know, stuff like that, and you know, you have a laugh with people when you party up and all. But this it kind of does feel like the story is more immersive in this game than like say World of Warcraft. Like, but then like I can't really say much because I've only played World of Warcraft. I think the max level I got was like 30 or maybe 40, something like that. Every time I've tried to play it, and you know, that just goes to show like World of Warcraft doesn't really hold me as well. But Final Fantasy, I've been drawn in. I'm getting close to max level now. I think I'm like 73, 74, got pushing 74. Very close to 74 actually, saying that. And the max level as it stands right now is 80, but when the new expansion comes out in November, it goes up to 90. So I can't wait.
I couldn't even tell you what World of Warcraft was. Like, I finished on the when they brought out the second expansion. By then, I was just done. Like, um, the content was alright, but the numbers to me got silly. Like, a tank's health went from like 7-8k in the original game, you know, up to like a couple of 100k by the end of it. By the time I was like, what the fuck? I come back at one point, nobody's like on 1 million health or something. I'm like, oh, I'm going. Like, I
Yeah.
remember the numbers have just gone mad, and I understand that, but still, Like, it wasn't just that. By then, I'd have kind of had my fill. I'd been on it for a fair few years,
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
it was my time to go.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. They're on about. I think they're pretty much implementing this soon. They're doing like a number squish in Final Fantasy 14, because at the moment, obviously, you're hitting these big numbers like your 10Ks and stuff like that. And as I don't know the full ins and outs on it. Like I keep saying this purely because like I generally have like I'll read up about it, but I don't put too much like you see what I mean? Like I know the gist of it. I get the gist of it, but like the full like information, like I don't really like ingest it well.
Yep.
But basically they're doing like a number squish. So like I think the health, like the health pools and the damage numbers are getting squished. As well as like the same's happening with like the bosses and the mobs and stuff, because they feel like at this point, especially as you getting into like going from 80 to 90, your power's obviously going to increase further, so that means like number pool's going to get bigger and bigger. So uh, they've mentioned about like doing a number squish soon. So, and they keep emphasizing that you're not getting weaker, you're not getting nerfed and stuff like this. um but it makes sense
A
too, because
rebalance.
yeah, it makes sense too, because like it's at some point, I mean, like my health pool at the moment I think is like 55,000. So like if you squish that back and push that back to like save 5,500, and then like what you would usually be taking like a 1,000, 2,000 damage, sometimes the bigger hits take 10,000, will end up being like lower. So like your big hit, which would be 10,000, is now 1,000.
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rebalance the whole thing.
yeah.
I mean, it's not too bad at 55k health. It's just yeah, like in the next expansion, they just can't go too crazy with it because the numbers they start. I don't know. It starts really meaning a little bit less when you know
Yeah.
go
No,
so
yeah,
high.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it is nice, like when you start leveling up and you start seeing the bigger numbers. It's like really nice, but after a while, it's like, oh, okay. So I wouldn't mind like going back and then seeing like smaller numbers, but no, I'm doing meaningful damage. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I
it's
mean,
finding that balance, isn't it? Not
yeah,
easy for an MMO creator. I can imagine.
certainly not. Certainly not.
I hate rebalancing and all that crap.
So Inferno, what this week? What have you been playing besides?
Poker.
Of course,
Loves his poker.
he does. Loves his VR poker, man. Fair play.
I made a couple of like poker friends.
Poker friends.
They
Poker
invite me and I take
friends.
their money. I went, you're gonna stop invite me soon, aren't you?
Nice, nice.
Poker friends.
So have you've been winning? You've been losing?
Up and down.
I suppose, yeah.
First couple of days I've taken about 80 to 90k a day profit, so I've been happy the last couple of days.
Bloody hell,
Just
you
got to
must be.
verify that's not real money.
Not real
Right.
money.
Yeah, I was about to say, bloody hell, you must be minted.
You must be getting a new house soon, right?
Yeah, you're getting that mansion. Loves it. He loves it.
Because I lost so much, I had to replay the small tables so my balance back up, which is annoying because then all the kids are there. So, But it was funny the other day. I witnessed someone getting mute banned, which is like they just get muted for like permy. So if they do something wrong, I was just on the table next minute, they just got muted. I was just like, wow, not seen that. So I'm getting actually game banned unless a moderator came in and realised it's a kid and then banned them.
Amazing. Oh, we must emphasize, by the way, like actual gambling, don't do it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You can like put real money in to buy chips in there, and I'm just like, no, I don't need to do that crap.
Yeah, but can you take that money back out?
No, that's what I said.
That's-
Someone
yeah.
was like, I went to
Yeah.
someone, I was just like, please, I was like, don't use your real money. It's not real money. If it was real money, then yes, but it's not.
Well, that's the thing. You can put the money in, but you can't
Or
take the money.
they on the Discord of Poker Theatre, you can enter real money tournaments.
Right. Okay. See, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's something I would probably be interested in doing, but like
So
it's
basically, it's like you have your buy-in, so they might just say 20k buy-in. It'd be a private table, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So
definitely.
technically, me and you could do it. We could get like 4 people and just go fiver. Winner takes all. You know what I mean?
I tell you what though, it is so fucking hot at the moment that like I don't want to touch my VR at all. Like I haven't like properly touched it in
And since the weather's cooled down, it's not been too bad. But when it was at the heat wave, yeah, I felt it.
Yeah.
I was sweating my nuts off.
Yeah, when it was at its peak, man, it was bad, but it's got better now.
I tell you what, it's funny. Like maybe it is a seasonal thing, but I feel like my room usually gets like pretty hot anyway. I don't usually open the windows and doors, have a fan in here, so it tends to like incubate anyway. But during like the winter like sort of seasons, I don't really notice it that much. But like when it's like sort of when it hits that summer period, I notice it so much, and I'm just like, oh god, like this. I mean, I don't know if I told you about my Malteser incident.
No, what's your
So
Malteser incident?
okay, so it was back like last week, I think it was last week or the week before, when we had that extreme like heat. Now I had my window shut. I didn't have my fan on. Actually, I did have my fan. Yeah, I did have my fan on. So I had my fan on, but I had my window shut, and I was playing some games and stuff. Played a little bit of Final Fantasy, and I was like, I had more Maltesers in my room. I was like, I was gonna have them, but I decided not to, so I left them there. And I was like, well, I need a little bit more sleep, so I went back to sleep. I woke up, obviously, I had to get ready for work. And I was like, oh, I just got my Maltesers, I'll just take them in, have them when I'm at work, when I'm on break and stuff. I picked them up, and I kid you not, it was a bag of.
Was it
Oh
next to your
man, like,
PC tower?
No, they're on my desk. Like they were like, I would say they were probably like maybe an arm, maybe 2 arms length away from where the uh tower is.
Ooh.
Yeah, but they literally turned into like a bag of liquid. And like
nice.
I don't mean that like figuratively, literally like you would squish it and it was just like a bag of yeah, it
I
was
was
just,
expecting you to say they were all formed into one, and I had a giant Malteser.
no,
Like,
they were still liquid. Like it, it was all horrible, mate. It was horrible. Like, I was squishing them about and stuff, and I was like, I was just
saying
like,
that, mate, I have a gold bar that's sat on my desk now. I keep eating my gold bars and stuff. Yeah, of course, I've been munching them out of the biscuit jar, but this one I've had on my desk for probably about 3 weeks now, and I'm not opening it because it feels like it's going to be a fucking disaster.
yeah. Sometimes you just know, don't you? You just like,
Yeah, it feels wrong, man. It feels wrong.
It's funny. I ended up chucking them in the fridge afterwards, and I opened them up recently, and it's just like miraculously, I don't know how, but they have managed to form back into balls of chocolate, but like really deformed like balls. Some of them, like there was like 4 or 5 of them all like stuck together, and it was just like a big clump. But for the majority of them, they did. I think it's more the honeycomb, isn't it? Right, because the chocolate would just like form around the honeycomb and go back into ball. That regard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they've even formed back into anything resembling. I imagine them to be like a chocolate sheet.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. To be honest, I'm actually surprised that they. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they formed back into something resembling a Malteser again. But crazy. But they were literally. I picked it up and it was just like it's just squelch. It was like, oh.
Weather's got better now, though. It can't be so bad in there. But I like the way you say it's like incubation. Like you're harvesting or growing something in your room.
Yeah, it's
Incubator.
mate. No, honestly though, it like if it's melting these, I let me get the temperature that like chocolate melts at, I think it's like 80 Fahrenheit, which is like 30 something degrees. Chocolate melting point.
Depends on the chocolate as well. Each chocolate has a different melting point.
Yeah, it says
Just in the sugar.
the melting
Depends
point of
on the
chocolate.
mix.
The melting point of chocolate falls between 86 degrees Fahrenheit and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So that would have been. We'll take the average. We'll just take the lower of the two. So 80 was that 86, right? 86 F into Celsius for those working in Celsius. That 86 Fahrenheit is 30 degrees Celsius. So
Yeah, so it's damn hot in there.
Yeah, so my room at a minimum would have been 30 degrees Celsius. At a minimum. Like that's crazy. That is crazy.
I bet your PC was loving that day, mate. You know, so imagine how hot your PC was getting.
Well, here's the thing, like computers can run absolutely fine, like up until I think it's like something stupid like 90 degrees Celsius, right?
That's the turn off point for your CPU will turn off Windows at that point, so it won't damage itself in theory.
Yeah,
Your 86, mate, would be a bit scary, but yeah, that's still, you think about it, it's still really, really hot.
yeah. So realistically, like if we're talking about like that sort of temperature, that's like obviously 90 degrees Celsius is like nearly boiling point, right? Which is about 194 Fahrenheit. But it obviously didn't get that hot. It was probably like, I would say at a maximum it probably hit like maybe 50, 60 degrees Celsius, like a max, maybe 70. Like, I wouldn't have thought it would have been too hot. I mean, it would have been hot enough to incubate the room, right? But still, and I know my room naturally gets hot anyway when I've got the computer on. I mean, it's starting to get quite warm now. Is what it is.
I had to put I put a new heatsink on mine. Yeah, generally staying below 55, 60. I never goes above 60, but it's not the best. I've got a Ryzen, mate. They're a little bit, tiny bit hotter than a Intel anyway. Not by much, but a tiny bit.
Yeah. Is there a way you can actually see like the temperature that your stuff's running at?
Taskbar.
Yeah, of course, mate.
Yeah. How?
Taskbar.
How?
Go to taskbar and then the next tab performance, and it'll tell you your GPU temperature, every temperature. Yeah.
No, I use a different program, mate. But it depends. Some come with
Oh,
your.
no, you are correct. Sorry, yeah, it tells you your GPU temp. My GPU temp's at 46 degrees.
Yeah, you wait till you go into VR. That'll go up an extra 10 to 20.
Oh yeah, no, it does because like I've only got a 1080, so like that shit gets like fucking like
maximum 85.
Honestly, like the fans were so fucking loud. Like when I'm in VR, like all you hear is wee. So it's probably like running about, it probably does run about like 70 to 80 probably when I'm on VR. I've never actually looked.
Maybe not that high, mate. Probably 60, 65.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Mine sits around 60 when I'm VRing.
Yeah, I'll be real with you. I never really like looked like at the temp.
After you have a session on VR, come off, check that, and then you'll be like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I might need some ice.
Ice, baby. Do. Oh dear. Right, lads.
No, man. It's always worth keeping an eye on your temperatures. Make sure you're.
I have since the heat wave. I've been checking it. I was like, I don't want my shit fried.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I don't really check them that much because like.
Well, your Maltesers mounted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, it's more so like I know that like it's okay for them to get like hot and
it's good for them to get hot. If you keep it too cool, then yeah, it's like a car in it. It's good to freaking go down the motorway and hit 70. You know what I mean? Get a nice blowout on it.
Yeah, something like that. I'm I'm not tech savvy, and I'm not like car savvy either. Like I'm just not savvy. I'm just not savvy.
You're a Savaloy.
You're savvy in other ways, good sir.
I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I don't claim to be intelligent, but I don't claim to. Well, I mean, I do claim to be dumb. But like, I have like topics that I have that
Knowledge and
knowledge. Yeah, that's the word.
knowledge.
Knowledge.
Has anybody been watching the Olympics? No, we're
Yeah.
still at the end. Anybody been watching any part of it? Sorry.
No,
I've been watching it non-stop. There was a pummel thing, wasn't it, where they can jump on a horse, whatever thing it is. Looks like they need a poo because they're literally holding the legs up, going ooh ooh ee, ooh ooh ooh.
I haven't seen that, dude. I have to keep my eye out for that
Oh,
one, man.
we won a gold this morning on it.
Did we? I mean, I saw Great Britain did pretty well on the old bikes, didn't we? Old BMX
Oh
sim.
yeah, they got fun. That they had to get a GoFundMe page to get them there, didn't they? The BMX, that
Yeah.
BMX girl had to, they cut the funding for it, so they had to do a charity for it all.
Didn't you get gold?
Mm-hmm.
Freestyle. Cycling BMX freestyle gold.
Oh no, that's a different one. I thought you meant about the racing.
Oh.
There's a racing one, the old ramp racing.
Cycling mountain bike, cycling road, cycling track.
I don't know. They got so many.
Yeah, man. Oh god. Bit lost. I
You
need
know,
to we need to watch a bit more of it.
sorry, I'm just going back to the thing. You're on about dressage.
Oh, I watched dressage the other day. I went to my missus. It was hilarious. I walked out the room, come back, and started doing the dressage movements. I went
The trot.
Yeah, I was doing the trot like that. I
Yeah.
went, have I got good form, love?
I've done that before. My missus looks at me so weird, man. I've tried that. Come in like trotting away, the legs up, I get nothing, mate. Nothing. I just get a cold, dead stare.
Oh no, she just looked at me and went, "You crazy idiot." Well, the first time I watched that, and we were just there going, "What the fuck is this shit?" It's weird. The horses are really well trained to do it, though.
Yeah. It's weird one. It's a weird medal. I mean, I can understand it, fair enough. It does take a lot of skill, I suppose, and concentration to get the horses to do that, especially over time. But it's you think of the Olympics and you think of a sport normally.
You
Don't really
usually
think of
think,
a horse.
yeah, you usually think of like things like javelins and shot puts and
Yeah,
your marathons
running.
and
Well, it
stuff.
used to be. It used to
Yeah.
be just that, didn't it? But they always enter one like a new event, don't they? Each time.
How long do you think it'll be, boys, before we get gaming in the Olympics? Or do you think it should even be there?
Probably not.
I don't think we'll have gaming purely
You
because
got esport.
like the amount of spectrum of like games there are, and then it makes you like, what game would they like have in the Olympics, right? Because
Would you have
that's
an Olympic Games every year that they make, and the people have got to keep up with that? Or I see what you're saying. It's weird.
so what would be like pretty cool. I don't know if anyone's ever like come up with the idea or not. I'm sure the idea is probably passed around like before, but like an actual like Olympic games where you have like, okay, like, so like you have games that you select, so like Call of Duty or like Rainbow Six. Fuck Call of Duty actually, but actually fuck Rainbow Six as well. But you see what I mean? Like you have like CS:GO, so you have like your different things. So you'd have like your FPS category. You would have like your sport category, so like FIFA and Madden and all that kind of stuff. And then you could have like your niche type categories as well. So you can have like a speed run category for like like Mario 64, for example. So you have a speed run category, but it would have to be the exact game every time, right? So like,
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird.
so like you couldn't like, so like, because obviously Olympics is what, every 4 years, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So like it'd be very hard to do that unless you were to do it like every year. You know what I mean? because
Yeah, but that's why they have esports. How many
yeah,
tournaments they
of
do?
course.
Yeah, there's weekly. You got
But
different like
Yeah, that's why it
rankings.
doesn't work in the Olympics. Really, that's the only reason it doesn't really work. Is because it's every 4 years, and people would
Too
have to be
many
keeping up with the
variables.
newer games. And
how cool
even
would
if
it be? How cool would it be? So like obviously we all look forward to like E3 every year, right? How cool would it be to have an event to look forward to each year where you see like the best people in the FPS category, the best people in this, all competing and have like an actual event like you would with like the Olympics, right?
yep,
Like so you'd have like you'd have a stream that goes on for however long, the Olympics goes on for like pretty much, was it 12 hours or something crazy like that?
longer than that, dude.
Oh fuck me.
The Olympics goes on for
But
days, mate.
yeah, it's
Yeah, no, I mean
like
like
a month in it
yeah.
normally.
But no, what I mean is like, each day goes on for an X amount of hours, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't mean like, oh, the Olympics is only like a 12-hour thing. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like each day. So like have like maybe like a week where like people compete in like all these different things for like a bronze, silver, and gold medal. For
Yeah,
like
you could have it by the end of the week or by the end of the month or whatever. Whenever it's
yeah.
out, it'd probably be a week or whatever. By the end of the week, you'd be having the finals. The beginning of the week would be like final of FPM, you know, warm up of FPS, warm up of strategy, and then by the end of the event, you'd have the finals. It'd be
Mm.
good. Could work, man.
I mean, it could work definitely. The only downside you would have is like something like that would have to be a LAN event, right? It would have to, because especially with like your FPSs and stuff like that, like you're gonna have like the issue of like ping differences like between the different countries and stuff like that. So
You know, they should integrate as well for like esports tournaments.
that,
You know, like VR at the moment, they got big screens you can actually go and watch like UFC.
I
You know
think
what I
I
mean?
know
And
where you're
get like
going.
proper involved.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with
If
this.
they do like a hologram like stadium, so everyone can sit around the outside, and you know what I mean, and you like
Yes,
actually witness it.
Yeah.
yes.
They can even do it in real life. Say like a FIFA game, they get a full size pitch and get the cameras working and all that lot, and you got the players like away from the screen or something, and then you got
Oh my
like the
god,
fans there.
that would be
Yeah.
amazing. Like you have like a
Same with
FIFA
like
tour.
Call of Duty, like say like Rainbow Six or CS:GO, you could have the map in the middle, like hologrammed, so
That's
everyone can witness shit.
that's a really cool thing. I've never heard this concept before. I'm sure it's probably been thrown about, but like you say with your FIFA tournaments, right? You could have like a FIFA match being played, but you could sit in the stadium as a spectator watching that FIFA match being played.
Yeah, and if it's
Yep.
going to be like a whole day of qualifiers, then you think it's only going to be like 4 minute halves, but it'd be like quite intense on the field to look. 'Cause I was just thinking, you got them like little diamond plastic things where they put holograms in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
little
yeah.
desk ornaments. So if you can just scale it up,
That would be so fucking cool. I really hope that ends up getting implemented at some point. I mean, it would take a lot to program, I reckon, because I don't think anyone's ever worked on that kind of stuff. But like, man, that would be so cool. That'd be so
I
fucking
reckon
cool.
we'll see that within 3-4 years, mate.
Might be a bit longer. I feel like it would be a bit longer for that because
Since
VR.
that VR kicks off.
I reckon if they could do it in VR, they could do it easy peasy.
Yeah.
I think the problem is though is VR is such a niche market, and I think it will always remain a niche market. I
I
don't.
don't know. With the Quest 2, there's been a
I
big increase of it.
Yeah, I still think it's going to, like, even with the Quest 2, I still think it will be a niche market for quite a long time to come still.
Mm.
Like it would I think it's going to be like on the same like length as like handheld gaming, right? Handheld gaming isn't like a big thing, but it's still a thing, right? You still have like your 3DS, you still have like your the Switch, for example. The Switch obviously is handheld and it's portable. No, that's the same fucking thing, but you know what I mean. It's like a
Yeah, but you
thing.
got the new Steam handheld thing.
Exactly. So you're gonna have like your two different things. Um, you know. Anyway, guys, I think we have run our mouths for quite a long amount of time today. I mean, my recording says an hour and 25, but obviously 20 minutes of that is probably us like fucking about at the beginning. So yeah, I think this is a perfect point to end the show. So yeah, thank you all so much for listening. Once again, you can find us on Discord. All the you can obviously find everyone else on Twitch as well. All the links for everyone's socials, so obviously the Discord and obviously the links for everyone's Twitch channels will be in the description of the show. It is the same every week. Each week we'll have that in the description, so you can go down there whichever podcast app you're using, or whether you're watching on YouTube, go into the description of the show and you will find all those links there. So definitely come out and say hello to us, whether it be on Twitch or whether it be on on Discord. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. 5 Large Fries. Again, you can find me on Discord and on Twitch.
Thanks for listening, guys. Flatline Plays here. Have a good one.
And Inferno Rouge, peace out. Bye.
I'm really upsetty spaghetti.
Why are you upset, spaghetti, mate?
Discord isn't picking up the automaton. Like, no matter how loud I put it, it's not picking it up. The
What
only
makes me laugh though, it can pick up fucking little like petulant squeaking children, but it can't pick up that.
exactly. Like, OBS picks it up fine. OBS is fine. Like, yeah, like for people listening to this, because this is blatantly going to be the fucking outtake. Yeah.
I
There
heard
you
a
go.
tiny.
Yeah, all they hear is like just whack. They don't hear shit, but you guys, you hear the whole fucking lot.
It's cancelling it out, isn't it? Because of the certain tone it is.
Probably. I want actually that makes sense. Let's see if I do a high tone. Let's see if you hear this. No, they can't hear that. Clearly.
And they're nothing, mate.
All right, I'll do the low tone. Here we go. Wait, could you hear that or not?
No,
it's
Flat
just
was
me.
just taking the piss.
Just
Fuck's sake! What a waste of fucking 80 quid.
Not really. It's
No,
going to be
well,
perfect
yeah.
on the recording.
Oh yeah, it's
Just
gonna be
not full.
amazing on my fucking stream. So I'm gonna just sit.
Wait, do it again.
Yeah, listen, ready?
Oh my god, that's fucking amazing.
That's amazing, man. That is cool.
So annoying. Like, why does Discord? Like, I've tried opening the mic completely on Discord. In fact, the only way I can do it, Flat. Here we go. You're gonna hear the worst fucking thing, right? I go into voice and video, and I changed my mic to my mix amp, my fucking Astros, right? So now I sound real fucking. Break it! I sound really fucking awful.
What just happened?
He's on an old radio from
Yeah.
fucking like Vietnam War type.
Right.
That was like me when I first started up my Windows again. Remember a while back when I formatted it and like my microphone was sat in like the worst quality ever and I couldn't figure it out. And I went into Windows setting and found out it was in like 50k. That's the same kind of thing, man. Sounds horrific.
Yeah, it's fucking
Which one
awful.
are you using? Using the big one or the small one?
I'm just gonna do
Big
the
one, man.
automatic input sensitivity because there's no point at this point. That's so annoying. I mean, like, I'll go on stream later on, like maybe today or whatever. If I'm no, I'm not. I'm gonna be watching Asmongold actually because Lalafel's gonna get cut in half, and I can't wait to see.
What?
Oh, he's at the point in the story in Final Fantasy where there's a guy called Teleji Eladeji who's like a right scheming like bastard, and he's a Lalafell, and the Lalafell race are basically like they look like children, right? They're not. They're like obviously they're like halflings, right? Essentially, but the way they look in the game and the way their race looks is they just look like fucking kawaii children, right?
Like hobbits.
And he ends up like there's one of the main characters in it ends up getting poisoned and is presumed dead, right? And this little Lalafell takes the piss, saying like, "Oh, at least someone cut that puppet of her strings." And this guy goes fucking mental. He's like, "You would mocker, and then mocker from hell," and then just like scissors him in half with 2 swords. Is fucking amazing.
Like it's those kind of games, man. Like when you're in the know, where the games are so big, it's a bit like World of Warcraft in that sense, where the game world's so big and there's so much lore that when you're in the game, the lore makes sense and it all makes sense. The stories make sense because you're in it, but when you're not in it, it just seems like it's like random. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like it was the same with World of Warcraft. I could say to people, "Oh, this happened. This is. Can you believe this is fucking happening?" And they're like, "No."
Like, no,
I
I
don't know what you're on
just
about,
it's
mate.
like I just click skip.
I don't play it, mate. I ain't got a clue what you're on about.
Right. I'm gonna start this podcast now because yeah.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. Giant cock in my ass.